Alright, so term insurance versus whole life insurance. The term insurance part. Insurance agent explains. If you guys are wondering, this guy is a software engineer, a YouTuber, and an insurance agent, then my answer to that is yes. I'm Asian. I was born to parents who wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer. Sadly, I did not become a doctor or a lawyer, so I have to make up for it somehow. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the term insurance part because I feel that people don't really understand the need for term insurance and for permanent life because they both have different uses based on the situation where you're at right now, and everybody is in different situations in life. So I want to give you the idea, the education of what's good for you, because don't just trust someone else's words, but actually do the research of, okay, what is my situation? And depending on this information that I have, is the offer that is presented by the insurance agent something that is right for me? Because guys, here's the plain fact. For people whose primary job are insurance agents and to make sales, their primary income is selling you. So they have incentive and motive in order to sell the policy with the biggest and the fattest commission. Alright, we're getting in too deep too fast. We'll talk about that all a little bit later. But for right now, I want you to smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. Because even though I am a licensed insurance agent, I am getting paid right now, not by selling you, but by getting you to smash the like button and the subscribe button so that YouTube will pay me the ad money. Alright, I was thinking of how to teach this subject in a way that is educational and not come off at salesy because I'm a licensed life insurance agent. But if you got here, you probably are financially responsible and you probably got here through my crypto videos and my channel. Right now, I am way more into cryptos than insurance, but since people need this is a need, I want to just pass on the education of health and life insurance to people who need it. So this is going to be the first video to a series of videos that really educates you to the level where you can go into a meeting with a life insurance salesman and you know exactly what they're talking about and you know exactly what's good for you. And on top of learning about life insurance and health insurance and stuff like that, the most important thing you're going to learn about from these videos is just the mindset of reading people, because one of the most valuable pieces of information that I've ever learned is just reading people, being able to see what someone's motive is. And once you see that, once you kind of train both your head and your gut to be aligned, you'll always end up doing business with the right people is what I found. So look forward to that, because in this industry there is a lot of big fat commissions and a lot of people are motivated by those big fat commissions and not so much about your well-being. So you really got to read people to really find out, what are they in this for? Are they in this to help me, or are they in this to help their wallet? So lesson number 1 on mindset is to really ask yourself, or the person that you're working with, what is their main source of income? So for myself, I am a software engineer. That is my main gig. I have a 9 to 5, and I also run a side business of selling on Walmart. So that is a side business which offers me some passive income. So I really don't need money from doing the legwork of going to prospect people and try to sell them with insurance, because first, that's really a big waste of time to me personally, and it just seems very disingenuous. So naturally, I am very wary of people who just pushes one product, even when you point out other products, because there must be a reason that they're behind pushing this one product to you so hard. Like for example, if someone says you should buy whole life insurance because it will protect you for the entire life, and that's valid, but that is also much more expensive, and behind all that, they probably get a bigger commission from selling a whole life insurance than a term insurance, for example. For example, let's use two situations. You just started a family with your partner, you have 1 or 2 kids, and they are still babies. Or you just started a new job, you just graduated, and this is the first job you ever had, and you just starting off from the bottom, and now you're wondering, okay, with this amount of money, I'm not making much, how do I protect myself, or how do I protect my family? Alright, at that point, won't you agree that the immediate problem is literally just protecting your family or protecting yourself, such that if something happens to you, you kick the bucket, someone, a beneficiary, gets money. Yeah, that's the immediate problem. So in that case, why would I sell a permanent life insurance? I just sell like a 20-year term insurance policy because 1, it's much cheaper, and 2, it solves the immediate problem. If you die, then your babies are taken care of, college is probably taken care of, your debts are taken care of. Or if you die and you are a fresh graduate, well, mom gets a nice payday and she gets to go to Vegas to mourn your death. So in that case, in that situation, why would someone push whole life so hard? Well, the reason for that, the motive for that is probably because the commissions is fatter. So what I just taught you there is not really, well, it is kind of insurance, but it is also much more about reading people and understanding motives of the person that you're dealing with. Why are they pushing this thing? Are they in it for me, or are they in it for themselves? Those are questions that you always got to ask yourself. Alright, before we jump into term insurance, please go get my book. It's free, it's leverage. I actually wrote a book detailing for people how to actually build wealth. What are some things to focus on? What are some things not to focus on, and some business ideas that you can implement in order to make a passive income. Alright, term life insurance. These guys are the cheapest forms of life insurance, but they provide no cash value. And we'll talk about cash value in a separate video, but it's basically a separate account in your life insurance policy that a part of your premium gets paid into and the money grows from it. And later in retirement, you can borrow against that cash value as a loan in order to fund your lifestyle. So you don't have to rely on the government for pension or things like that. You can just rely on that loan from the cash value. Term life policies don't have a cash value, so you can't take out a loan or borrow against it. Basically, if you have a cash value account, then you can take out a loan against it, and we'll talk more about that in a later video. The thing with term life policies is that they mature at death. What that means is if you get a 10-year term life policy, at the end of 10 years, if you don't die, the policy doesn't pay out. Now, you could always renew that term and pay a higher premium to keep that same policy going, but at that rate, you'll probably think about getting a permanent life insurance instead. It's basically like car insurance. If nothing happens, then you just lose the money, because what you're paying for is you're paying for the chance that something might happen. If something happens, you die, you kick the bucket, then your family is taken care of. So one thing that I really never understand is why are people so against life insurance and health insurance, but they will always pay their car insurance. Now, term is temporary, and you should consider it temporary because the premium goes up every single year if you have an annually renewable term. And that makes sense because each year you're getting older and older. Each year you're creeping closer and closer to the finish line of death, which makes it more risky for the insurance company, and to cover a higher risk, they have to charge you more. So in that case, the premium, which is the amount you pay every single year, goes up when you renew your policy, but the death benefit, which is what you get paid out or your beneficiaries get paid out if you die, stays the same. An annually renewable term means you gotta renew your policy every single year, and premiums go up every single year, which is why I think those are not advisable. Now, here are some features that you might not know existed. Now, we know that being renewable means that you can renew your policy for another year or a term, whatever time span you're thinking of. But if it's convertible, that means you can convert it into a cash value policy, that is a permanent life insurance. So don't be afraid that you started off with a term insurance, because if it is convertible, that means that later on, when your income grows, you can convert it to a permanent life insurance, and now you have cash value that you can loan against. Alright, so here is the only reason that I would go for term, and this is just for me. I don't know about you, because everybody have different situations, but this is my only reason for going for term, and that reason is for family.
I don't have friends. I got family.
If I just graduated and I got a job and that job doesn't pay that much, I don't have that much money, I can buy a term life policy and make my mother the beneficiary or something, which I actually did. But when that happened, I actually got a permanent life insurance, an index universal life insurance, which we'll also talk about at a later video, from the get-go. My reason for that is that my parents raised me from when I was a kid. They took care of me and they raised me till I was 18. So if you pass before them without leaving anything, then you're kind of Another good reason is, like I said before, you started a family and your family is relatively new. That means you have some young ones. That is a great reason to get some term insurance, especially if you are the breadwinner. So let's say if you have a newborn and a 2-year-old and a wife or husband to support, then you are the main breadwinner. You can't have anything happen to you or your family is In that case, I'll get a 20-year term insurance policy that will pay down all debts. I don't know, like the car and the house, your funeral costs, your monthly allowances to your family until your kids reach the age of 20 or 22 or whenever they go to college, and maybe even it pays for their college. That's what I think is the responsibility as the breadwinner. So this is the maximum protection for the lowest cost, and it solves the immediate problem because, like I said in the beginning of this video, what is the reason that you're getting insurance policy? Well, because 1, you either just graduated and you don't want to die without leaving your parents anything, or 2, you have a new family and you want them taken care of if by chance you pass early. Short story before I end this video. My family was very, very lucky. As a family of immigrants, we did not make much money. It was by luck that myself and my brother made it to adulthood without anything bad happening because my dad had no insurance, my mom had no insurance. That means that if anything bad happened, which fortunately did not happen, we would be screwed. We would be out on the streets. If dad died, we would be out on the streets because my dad was the main breadwinner and my mom was a stay-at-home mom taking care of the kids. So that's the reason why I think my dad always avoided things that are quite dangerous, like jobs that are dangerous, because he knew the risks. For myself, on the other hand, I do not like risks, so I like to mitigate risk and I don't like to leave things to chance. I don't want to leave things to luck. So that's why when I graduated and I got my first job, I immediately got a life insurance policy such that if anything happened, my family would be paid out, their houses would be paid off, my mom would get $1 million, she'll be happy, I suppose, and things would be taken care of. I was not a bad investment for my family. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you got some value. I hope you learned something from today's video about term insurance and when and where you might actually need it. Other than that, if you've enjoyed this video, then please be sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.